Hey, what's going on, guys? Flick here. Welcome back to another episode of the Stuttgart Career Mode and the start of the January 2018 transfer window. This should be an exciting episode as we look to get through the entire month of January. Just 2 matches to play, so I think that should provide for a nice balance between the transfers and the gameplay. As for the gameplay side of things, we have 2 away matches, the first of which being against RB Leipzig, and the second one, again, against Bayern Munich, who we just recently played and lost to a couple of episodes ago. So we'll look to redeem ourselves and potentially look to pick up 3 points there. But if you guys do go on to enjoy this episode, make sure you do leave a like down below. That's a great way to let me know you are enjoying this sort of content, and I'll look to keep bringing out these episodes regularly. In the last episode, I left you with an important decision to make regarding the future of Olunraju Coyote. I asked whether we should look to keep him in the club or add him to the transfer list in this transfer window, and you all voted that we should keep him in this Stuttgart side, so I will not be adding him to the transfer list, but I have added a few players to the transfer list so that we can generate some funds, look to offer up some contracts, and potentially look to sign a left midfielder in this transfer window. Kaminsky is the first player that I've added to the transfer list because we'll be having Baumgartel coming back from his loan, and I don't think we need 5 center backs in this team. So Kaminsky's the poorest of the bunch, and he will be the one added to the transfer list. Gergic is another player that has just failed to break into the first team and substitutes. Ever since we brought in Acosta, that kind of bumped him down one level in terms of the squad depth. So I think it's best for his career that we move him on to another side because he's young and he does have a bright future ahead of him. Maxime is a player that was automatically added to the transfer list. I need to sort out his contract, and hopefully he does not get sold before that takes place. Same thing with Ginczek. The board added him to the transfer list. Nunez is our Scout of Future Star player, but you know, to be honest, I don't even consider him to be our best Youth Academy player. I'd say either Ziegler or Cortez has been the standout one, so I've added him to the transfer list. Ojeda has a 1-star weak foot, and I just don't plan on using him at all, so we may as well get the 2 million or so that he does have for his player value. And a similar thing for Dufresne. We have enough center defensive mids in this team. I don't really see the need to keep him. We have several left midfielders added to our transfer short list, and I do plan on bringing one of these players in over the course of the next few weeks. At this current point in time, we don't have much money to work with, but once we sell off some players, I believe we'll have a sufficient amount of funds, and we have lots of players at varying price points, so I'm just looking to keep my options open. Some of these players are also on expiring contracts, which tends to bump down their market value, and I think that we could manage to even strike up a deal. Before we dive into the transfers, I do want to go through our monthly squad report, and this can even help us determine which players we should look to retain, which players we should look to move on to different clubs. And considering our form in the league, I don't feel like we need to make too many improvements. My main concern is going to be squad depth. I'm honestly happy with our first team. I just want to make sure we have enough players available for the subs and reserves and those different competitions like the Pokal, and we are now getting into the knockout stages of the EuroLeague, so we have lots of different competitions to think about. We've really started to cement what players we use for our player training. 2 spots will always be devoted to Ziegler, 1 spot to Cortez, and 1 spot for Werner. But the one player that we have rotated in for this month will be Afori. Good news for us, as Bochum have submitted a 1.7 million offer for Kaminsky. I'll be accepting this offer straight away. Usually I would look to counter and get some extra cash, but because we are at risk of losing several players due to pre-contract deals, I want to get the money into our team as soon as possible. The Kaminsky deal has now been finalized, and we've had 1.2 million added to our current transfer budget. And it's perfect timing because Christian Gettner is now unhappy with his wages. So I'm going to get to the contracts right now, and I'll provide a brief summary of what sort of contracts I'm offering. Personally, I think the players that are eligible to leave on a pre-contract, that being the players whose contract will be expiring in 6 months, take the greatest precedence, so I'll be sorting them out first, the first of which being Serdar Taski. We're bumping up his wages by 5,000 and adding a 1-year extension to his contract. Longrek is the next player that will be re-signing. I think he's going to be the perfect backup goalkeeper option for us moving forward, and he only wants a 3,000 increase on his wages. The last player that's eligible for a pre-contract deal is Nsua, and realistically, I think he's going to be a squad rotational player for us moving forward. However, players usually aren't too keen on getting their squad role bumped down 2 stages, so I'm going to offer up an important first team player role. Ginczek has a bright future ahead of him, and I don't want to lose him due to a transfer, so we're going to grant his wishes for an 11,000 increase on his salary. Maxim is another one of those players that is reaching his peak. However, I'd still consider him to be our best center attacking mid option, so I'm going to see if he's willing to accept a decrease to his squad role. For an aging player like Gettner, I would usually let their contract expire, but because he's been such an integral player for our team this season, I want to make sure we keep hold of him. So I'm going to grant his wishes for an increase on the salary and bumping down his squad role to an important first team player. I must have missed this news after all the transfer deals going on, but Timo Baumgartel has officially returned to Stuttgart after his loan with Mönchengladbach expired. And I'm happy to have him back. I'm hoping that his morale will be in better shape. Bolton have approached us about the signing of Dufresne, and to be honest, they've lowballed us on the offer, only offering $850,000. I'd like to at least get $1 million, and I think that's very fair considering he has such a bright future ahead of him. So we'll see what Bolton have to say about that counter. With the exception of Maxim, we've had all of our proposed contract offers accepted, and I think it's only a matter of time before the Maxim deal gets done. He pretty much wants a crucial first team player role, which is understandable. And I don't know if he'll necessarily be that for us, but I'm willing to say that for his contract. I think it will be a few years before Özcan does overtake him and become our first team center attacking mid. Bolton don't seem to want to meet our asking price of $1 million for Dufresne, but they've come back with $925,000, which is only 50 grand below his current market value. I'm going to accept that so we can sign that left midfielder into the team. I feel like that is a more important matter for us. As we expected, Maxim has accepted the contract offer where he received a crucial first team player role. And we do have confirmation that Dufresne is on his way to Bolton, and we've had $650,000 added to our current transfer budget. It seems like a lot of Second Bundesliga sides are interested in our players. Bielefeld has offered $1 million for Ojeda, but that offer is way too low. I'm going to counter with $2 million. Maybe they can meet us halfway. We don't yet have the funds available to pursue a left midfielder, but it is time for us to match up against RB Leipzig, and this could potentially be a huge match for us. If Leverkusen were to slip up with either a draw or a loss, we can overtake them for that top spot. I have to say our side is looking stronger each and every day, but this match will be especially important for 2 of our players. First of which being Baumgartel. It's his return to Stuttgart, and for Werner, this will be his return to RB Leipzig, so it'll be an emotional match for both players. I'm curious to see what sort of changes Leipzig have made since Werner departed, and I can hardly recognize that starting lineup. A lot of new players in there, including Oliver Baumann. Alrighty, Werner running into space and using his pace. He'll play this one out wide to Czerny. Now back inside to Werner. I was hoping Czerny would make that run, but we're hanging on to possession, just waiting for players to present themselves. Afori. Over to Maxim. Now Mane. He'll try the fake shot to create some space. Playing a low-driven cross, and he's almost able to find Ginczek. And Ginczek taken out via a slide tackle. No foul given. There you go, Ginczek. Might be through if Werner can find him. We're applying the pressure, and they go back to the keeper. Baumann needs to get that one away in a hurry. But Leipzig do win a header, and they are away. Jung plays it through, and now it's going to be their attacker. Through on goal, looking to go on the near post. I think Ziegler had it covered. There's Werner once again, and they're just leaving their left side wide open. We need to be quicker with our passes and exploit the wings because their fullbacks, especially Klostermann, is pushing up way too far. First, we need to get the ball back, and Baumgartel winning a tackle already. He's had a good match so far, and we're able to get an attack going. This time we will wait for the run. And Czerny's nowhere to be seen, but Kolasinac is there. He'll play it inside. This is Maxim, the back heel to Werner. The finesse shot going off the crossbar. I think a goal is due, and it will come in just a little bit of time. Good pressure by Mane. We might be able to get an effort off. Czerny needs to find an option. Over to Werner, now Mane, who originally started the attack, and he's able to tuck that into the far post. It's 1-0 for Stuttgart, 35 minutes into the match. We knew the goal was coming. It was just a matter of time, and I'm happy we were able to get that goal before halftime. Pretty good statistics as we go into the halftime break. I would like to get more shots on target in the second half, and I really do plan on exploiting the wings here in the next 45 minutes. I don't know where the RB Leipzig fullbacks are, but they're definitely not defending. I'll be making one change at the break. Cortez has continued to impress me in the matches that he's featured in, so I'll be bringing him on for Czerny. The main reason being is that Cortez offers the 4-star skills, and I think that'll be especially useful in this match. Oh, that's a through ball if I've ever seen one. Werner just needs to finish, and in front of goal, he's not going to be missing from there. Werner scores against his former side and is able to give us the 2-0 advantage. I think at this point, we can start making some substitutions and begin to turn our attention toward Bayern. With 2 substitutions remaining, we'll be taking Ginczek off and bringing on Terodde. Pavard did approach me before the match and asked for some play time, and because we are in such a favorable position, I'm going to grant that request and bring him on for Toski. Oh, I see that run being made, and this is Cortez just able to get to it, and Baumann makes the original save, but Terodde falls it up on the far post, and the substitute managing to secure the goal. We're going to get the team together and switch up the celebration. Well, this could be a through ball as well, and Cortez might have been able to get to that, but Deme was tracking back enough to recover. Now Leipzig all of a sudden want to get a goal back. They're a little bit too late to the action, but that would have been a fantastic cross. Well, the cross didn't work, but that was still a fantastic effort from outside the 18-yard box. Seemed like a low-driven shot, but fair play. Afori was just waiting out the run from Cortez, and he'll try to do some skill moves. A nice heel-to-heel flick, sending across in the middle, and Terodde nearly got to it. Maxime trying a long-range effort with his head, but Baumann able to collect. I'm pretty sure that will be the match. A pretty dominant performance in terms of the gameplay. Our statistics were not overwhelming, but the result, I'll take a 3-1 result any day of the week. Maxime does win man of the match with a 9.5 rating. Finally, some good news on the injury front. Dennis Taylor suffered an injury a while back, and now our senior physiotherapist has now given confirmation that he can return to the first team squad's training session. So we'll try to get him back into the substitutes in no time. A transfer offer coming in for one of our higher value players that are on the transfer list. A 1.9 million offer from Nuremberg for Gergic. And I'm going to see if they're willing to accept a 2.5 million offer. It is a little bit higher than his market value, but he's a quality player and he has decent potential, so maybe Nuremberg are willing to bite. Now an offer coming in for Nunez from Bielefeld. They are approaching with 1.1 million. I'm looking to get 1.5. We'll see what they have to say. We've received a response back on 3 of our counter offers. First off, Bielefeld is willing to give us 1.2 million for Nunez, and that is his market value, so I will be accepting that transfer offer. The second one is going to be from Nuremberg for Gergic, and they actually went ahead and matched the 2.5 counter offer, so that's fantastic news. Unfortunately, Bielefeld did not decide to match the asking price of 2 million for Ojeda. That could potentially be because they accepted the deal for Nunez. It's time for number 2 versus number 3, and this will be an imperative match because Bayern is only 3 points behind us in the table. We're 3 points behind Leverkusen, so if we want to keep up, we need to get a win. We do have a few changes to our team compared to the last time we played Bayern. We have Ziegler in net, and he's now 2 ratings above Langorek. And we also have Toski and Baumgartel as our center back duo, so I would say our defense is in much better shape. A statistic just showed up on the screen saying we have the best away record in the Bundesliga with 7 wins and a draw. Well, we'll certainly need it against this Bayern team. No way are we going to score this early on. Werner just needs to tuck it away. We're 1 minute into the match, and Stuttgart have taken the lead. That's more than we were able to do in 90 minutes against Bayern previously. So what a start to the match. Everything just seemed to be bouncing our way, and what control by Ginczek. And the passing was immaculate. Let's take it, boys. It didn't take long for Bayern to come right back. Luckily, the post is our friend today, and the match will remain at 1-0. Trying to mark Vidal, not let him shoot. And that's the second time Vidal has hit the post today. It just seems like the momentum is going our way, and everything that could be happening right is. And hopefully it can continue for the next 60 minutes or so. Afori sees the run by Mane. We're in a great position, but for some reason Mane just didn't run towards the ball. If he just would have kept going in the same path, I felt like he could have gotten there. This could be bad. Just before the halftime break, we're marking Lewandowski. Instead, it goes to Matic. Now Vidal inside the box. It's blocked well by Baumgartel. Lewandowski still with it, and he puts it wide. The Polish striker giving Bayern the chance to tie the game up before the break, but he's not able to do so. Well, an outstanding performance by the lads to go into the break with a 1-0 advantage. I would not say we've been the better side, and I think the statistics represent that pretty well. We were lucky to get that break early on, but hey, we're up 1-0. We're going to play fairly defensive and try to see this one out. This could be our chance. Ginczek is through. Has to get the shot off before Boateng closes him down. We're able to get the shot on target and force a corner kick. I'll take that. And you can see we have not registered too many shots today. Only one compared to Bayern's 5, but we'll play this one out to the edge of the box. Baumgartel setting himself up in a good position. We'll nod this one back into the area. Werner! What a finish that was! And Timo Werner has scored both goals for Stuttgart today. We're up 2-0 against FC Bayern Munich 65 minutes into the match. We'll take a look at this replay one more time. Look at this rocket of a shot by Timo Werner. I don't think any goalkeeper would have been able to save that. With that goal, I think we can strengthen up our side defensively. Afori coming out and Gentner coming in. Cortez, as usual, will be brought on at the left mid position. And why not? Let's bring in a little bit of pace. Coyote being brought on for Ginczek. I feel like these set pieces is where Bayern will be most dangerous. You can see they're trying some sort of tactic going short to Ribery. Now back to the byline, over to Muller. Ribery somehow playing the ball inside. Ziegler does enough to tip the ball away. It's Vidal in front of the box. And now it's going to be 1-2. Bayern are not giving up yet, and these last 15 minutes will be tense. We need to get another goal if we want to see this out. There's Coyote. He's quicker than these Bayern attackers, and I know it. This is about his best attribute. And he's just taking these Bayern defenders on for pace, but the last one, Philipp Lahm, able to stick in a tackle. We only have 5 minutes left that we need to defend. We just need to play as a unit defensively, not leave any gaping holes in our back line. Gentner playing it forward. Now it's to Maxime. Coyote looking for options around him. Maybe we can get Timo Werner his hat trick. That's a good through ball played, but Mats Hummels able to defend. Werner with the takeaway, just needs to beat Manuel Neuer, and it's a hat trick for Timo Werner on an away match day against Bayern Munich. He has been a sensational talent for us this season, scoring against big sides like he has done today. Who would have thought that we could secure another 3-1 result in this episode against a formidable side like Bayern? But we played well, we were clinical with our chances, and Bayern made a few key errors. Timo Werner winning man of the match, no doubt about that, but he got a perfect 10.0 rating. It's really no surprise that some big clubs have started to take notice of what Timo Werner has done in the Bundesliga this season. Inter coming in with a sizable $33.5 million offer for him, but there is no way that I'll be accepting that offer. We're rejecting, and I plan on keeping Timo Werner in this Stuttgart team as long as possible. We have another transfer offer for Ojeda. The last one broke down because Bielefeld were not willing to meet the $2 million asking price, but this one's $1.3 million from Kaiserslautern, and I'm actually going to accept this straight away because we just entered transfer deadline day, and I want to have as much time available as possible to make some deals happen. Of all the left midfielders that we were pursuing, Josip Brekalo seems to be the only one that's feasible for us right now, and I'm honestly fine with that. I think he'll be perfect for a squad rotational player. He's into the 70s now for his rating, and he has experience playing here at Stuttgart. So I am happy to bring him back into the team. He wants 20 grand a week and a 4-year long-term deal. We're going to offer him a squad rotational player, which is an improvement upon his current squad role at Wolfsburg. It really didn't take much negotiating. Brekalo accepted the contract offer straight away, and I think this is the right move for his career. He's going to get more play time at Stuttgart than he would at Wolfsburg, and we're currently higher up in the table, so it just seems like the right move all around. Jairo is one of the left midfielders that we had added to our shortlist, but he was just too expensive at this point in time. But he is eligible for us to approach to sign on his contract expiring, so I think we may as well do that. He doesn't want too much for his wages, only $35,000, which is well within our budget. So we'll offer him a 3-year deal, an important first team player, see if he can accept on transfer deadline day. And it seems like he is interested, but he wants a bigger role in the squad, which is fair enough. I'm willing to offer him a crucial first team player. So again, we'll go back with a $35,000 offer, 3 years, and a crucial first team player role this time. And that will complete the final transfer deal we'll pursue on transfer deadline day. Jairo has accepted our pre-contract offer, and he will be joining the club next season. With 1 hour left on transfer deadline day, we'll take a look at some of the top deals. Harry Kane, unsurprisingly, going to Manchester United for $91 million. Aubameyang has left Dortmund, and he'll be joining Spurs. That'll help improve our chances to win the league title this season, and Dortmund's attack will be in poor shape. I believe Royce also left for Real Madrid, so I'm not sure what they're going to be doing in terms of their attack. Fred moved to Barcelona, and while we're at this screen, we may as well take a look at what Dortmund has done. You can see both Aubameyang and Royce has left, but they haven't brought in any players to replace them. So I'm not sure what Dortmund has planned for the rest of the season. Maybe they know they won't be finishing first, because it seems like they've given up all hopes. But this is what our squad will look like moving forward. I'm very happy with this team. Most of our players are in the upper 70s or lower 80s, and our squad depth is looking much nicer now than what it was prior to the transfer window starting. But guys, that will bring an end to the episode today. Hope you have enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you leave a like down below. Subscribe if you are new to the channel, and if you're interested, you can follow me on my social links. There's links to those in the description down below. But until next time, this has been Flick. I'll be talking to you guys again soon.